People who know me are aware that I've been sharing parts of my grief journey from the time that I lost my oldest son, Ellis, in 2021 due to a fatal automobile accident. Although my sharing has primarily been through post and writing, I've discovered that this has been a very therapeutic and helpful method for me to process my grief. Everyone processes grief differently, and what works for me may not work necessarily for you. However, I do believe it's important that we try different approaches until we find something that works best for us. And this may change over time. This year, I'm trying something new, something different, and I'm sharing my thoughts, my feelings, my experiences, and my grief journey with others through spoken words, in addition to my writings and posts. Now that I'm sharing my story out loud, honestly, it's been quite difficult, and it makes me feel extremely vulnerable. However, I believe that sharing our stories and our experiences has a unique power to create meaningful connections between us and others. And speaking my truth, while challenging as it is an important step towards building deeper relationships. I believe it allows us to find common ground and foster empathy. And when we open up and we not only release our own burdens, but we also offer a sense of solidarity to others who might be facing a similar experience or similar experiences. There's beauty in vulnerability. It bridges gaps and it brings people together in ways we might not ever have imagined. This process of sharing can be deeply therapeutic because it allows us to confront and process our traumas. By verbalizing our pain, we begin to heal. It's an acknowledgement of our struggles and an invitation for others to understand and support us. Trauma often isolates us and it makes us feel closed in and alone in our experiences, but sharing can counteract that isolation. The act of sharing is also a form of reclaiming our power. It transforms our pain into a story, something that belongs to us and not the other way around. It's a way of saying, this happened to me, but it doesn't define me. Each time we share, we take a step towards healing, breaking the hold that trauma and pain has over us. Moreover, when others hear our stories, they might find strength to share their own, creating a ripple effect of healing and understanding. Our stories become a source of inspiration and hope, showing that it is possible to overcome adversity and find resilience in the face of hardship. And trust me when I say resilience is overrated. But as someone who's experienced an incredible amount of loss during a 10-month span in 2021, losing 10 very close loved ones in only 10 months, which included not only my son, but my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my grandfather, my first cousin, my pastor of 15 years, my husband's best friend of nearly 30 years, and one of my mom's best friends of 40 years, as well as a dear friend and colleague, with 9 of them being completely unexpected and only one being COVID-related. Believe me, I have been well acquainted with the pain of tragedy and sadness and anxiety and trauma and depression and grief. And although I'm well acquainted with these, I recognize that I also have the power to choose what I do next. You know, no one can feel what you feel. No one can tell you how to feel, when to feel, or what to feel. It's your heart, it's your journey, and it's your time, and your heart will heal when it heals. Don't be afraid to allow the pain, the hurt, the suffering, the heartache, and sometimes the intolerable feeling of despair to touch your heart, because grief is simply an expression of love for those who we've lost. Grief will always be a part of my life, just as my loved ones will always be a part of my life. I feel like grief is the gift of love, and it's being able to love and being loved by others. This is my grief journey. I'm Mishon Landry.